People will tell you they're an ally when they're screaming in your face.
They'll say they feel they really need to speak up and that they're obligated to make some space.
They'll pick fights, they'll talk smack, they'll tell everyone their feelings.
They feel like they're contributing to the struggle, but really?
They're just human dumpster fires who declare they have a conscience.
Then retreat, leaving the ones they're fighting for in the dust.
Along with whoever they were arguing with, who are now just more upset with us.
People will tell you they're an ally because they bought something black or gay one time.
They'll say they've been digging into their allyship because they saw something online. But allyship can be accomplished with no words from you at all.
You can amplify others' voices as your way to heed the call.
You can help others' messages come across without making it about you. And we need you. This struggle is exhausting and it's hard to do without you, but we will. If you can't learn to play your position.
No team needs a second point guard who's 7 foot.
Just because their center wouldn't listen.
Allyship is asking how you can help
and then doing that thing for the right reasons and not making it about yourself. Allyship is seeing a world where there's more equity, love, and fairness, and figuring out how to move the dial on real anger and on just being careless.
See, where allies could really be useful
are in all the places we aren't.
It's in the smallest interactions when the moment doesn't call for a fist as much as the head and the heart.
Okay, I was in the cafeteria one time and I heard some kids talking about movies. And one kid said, you know that actor from Moonlight and House of Cards? He's a really good actor, but he has a really African name. And I thought that I do know that actor, but wasn't he born in Oakland, California to an American mother? So I guess that makes it a really American name. And the other kid said, I don't think his name is really African. And the first kid said, well, you know what I mean. And the second kid said, I do know what you mean, and that's why I'm trying to help you out. And the first kid looked at the second kid, and the second kid stared at the first kid, and the first kid finally said, oh, I get what you mean.
And that's a way to be an ally that's way more powerful than you may have thought. You don't have to be John Brown.
But while we're here, let's brush that story off.
John Brown was a white man born in 1800 who hated slavery so much he thought it was his sacred obligation to fight.
And we mean fight.
Slavery by creating an army who would battle
with guns
anyone who tried to perpetuate slavery. He and his sons raided a federal armory hoping to arm slaves and start a liberation movement that would spread throughout the South. He was cornered, captured, tried, found guilty of treason, and hanged.
And
that's one way to be an ally.
Most people who think they're John Brown just want to hear themselves talk.
John Brown put his body on the line.
He didn't just show up to a protest and tell his friends, well, you know, I walk the walk.
Allyship does not have to be enormous or theatrical to be revolutionary.
Because you can change someone close to you by being understanding.
You don't have to be John Brown, just be down.
You don't have to yell out loud just so people will know what you're about.
You can be life-changing in your own little way. But in order to be an ally, you do have to do something to bring change. Somewhere there's a father who had an early instinct about his kid. He decided to square his assumptions with his love, and so he did, looked at himself in the mirror and asked, what are you going to do?
And the struggling child who wouldn't look him in the eyes said, it's not
what I am, it's who. And the father said, I love you and I'm here for you. I hope you never hesitate like this again. You don't have to go through anything without me, and all I ever wanted was for you to know life is yours and it isn't about me. And when he told his friends, they cracked some jokes, mostly to clown around.
But the father said, I don't see the problem. I'm more proud of my kid now.
And those few words aired out a lifetime of trying to turn stupidity into being funny. And after a long silence in the room, the father finally said,
are you going to deal those cards or just hold? Because I'm here to take all y'all's money.
And that moment can change someone's life in ways protests and marching can't. Some allies swear that thoughts are weapons when actually they're plants. So hell yeah, the world needs John Browns.
But the world also needs loving fathers and a few kid number twos.
We do not need you to work out your feelings of guilt and trauma if we are the ones that you use. Allyship is really an act of selflessness, and it is built on the bedrock of your conscience. But it is much more a show of your compassion than any reflection on us.
Yes, we need you in our fight.
And maybe your way of fighting is by simply being nice. And when you want to make a scene on our behalf,
ask yourself if you're amplifying our voice or just start another fight.
Because sometimes the best way to be an ally is to be the strong and silent type. Thanks for listening.